And let me guess, the wolf is going to be dragging you back into the the chamber.
We're going to be drag wolfed.
Yep. There's the bridge. Oh hey, the pool of water is filling up even more.
Yeah, well, somebody was pointing out every time you kill one of them, the circle they're in looks similar to the
and the wolf loves it.
Wolf drank.
Wait, he's getting bigger.
What if he is the last Colossus?
Oh, I don't want to fight the wolf.
We might, though.
Well, if he keeps getting bigger and bigger. And he was becoming more aggressive there, or did he feel threatened by the girl? I don't know.
Or it's just a wolf, and it eats people. It's just been bringing you back to be its snack forever. That's the entire point of the game. We just kill all the other colossi. It drinks its fill of blue juice, and then,
You make unrare. No! Okay, another horned beast. Maybe that's a bat. What do you think?
Probably not. We've already got a flyer.
You already have the flyer?
Yeah, I bet it's another humanoid type.
Okay. You start drinking from the water and you become a giantess or something. Oh. Now, the red X's are more statue points?
Yeah, they're statue points
Sacrifices.
that I haven't grabbed. But honestly, oh yeah, it probably is going to be an ogre brute with like a club or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, supposedly there's other gear, but I'm starting to question whether or not we need it.
Or if we'll find it, and where.
Yeah, so part of the thing that I'm kind of...
Because I thought that we'd be getting the gear from the warlocks,
yeah,
or the shaman.
Yeah, I feel like the warlocks and the shamans should be redone as a, like, hey, you killed the thing, here's,
Because they're a mini-boss. They have the gongs on them, too.
Yeah, like, that'd actually be kind of relatively well done.
Also, I'm surprised that with the inclusion of the hookshot, you haven't really needed to use it. Unless one of the boss fights is going to have it used, especially.
Maybe?
Because it was necessary for that first boss fight to get up onto him for the most part. Though you could climb up his legs,
yeah, you could
too.
absolutely climb up his legs or his arms. There were absolutely options.
Whereas that guy was reliant on the buttons. Same with the other one. Also reliant on buttons.
Yeah, so it does kind of beg the question of, like, some of these things just don't feel necessary. It's weird, because we've effectively got two games here. We've got an open world survival RPG where you're running around braving the harsh colds, fighting, you know, weird undead monstrosities here and there. And then every once in a while you find a boss arena and the game changes into just Shadow of the Colossus. Which is...
I mean, there are numerous games that have different gameplay styles depending on where you are.
Yeah, but I feel like for an indie game,
mm-hmm.
it's better not to have that sometimes.
Because I think you've described games that are too much of a kitchen sink.
Yeah.
Because haven't there been some games that you've played where it's a platformer, but there are puzzle segments, but then there are also card games and other things in them. Or a shooter or a racing segment in them too.
Yeah.
There's definitely been games where
I mean,
they've all
most
those
recently,
modes.
what was that goofy... what was that? Okay, so we're going over there. What was that goofy, blanking on the name. It was on the Nintendo Switch, it was a pure 3D puzzle platformer.
Okay.
And then it had that one, like, time. Like, you were the timekeeper or something, and then your, like, jerk sister took it away. Do you remember that?
Yeah, we were playing that game.
Ellie?
Ellie, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, in Ellie, it was mostly just puzzle platformer where you're just flipping some basic switches, and it was not... I think I might have a high enough defense that the...
It's not like the ghosts don't affect you, right? Or
No,
do
they just might not do enough damage to actually slow me down. I think the ghosts are actually here to prevent me from going out of bounds, maybe.
What?
Yeah, because I don't think I'm supposed to be up there. Hence the ghosts. You know, so you don't sequence break too much by climbing around. Uh-oh.
That'd be a good way to ward people off, I suppose.
Yeah. But so, like, it really does feel like we have two games here. Well, okay, to go back to Ellie. So, mostly puzzle platforming, and then at one random segment, it's like, hey, by the way, suddenly it's like a time trial, like, racing segment. And it's like, what? Why?
But you had that in, oh, what was it, Double Cross, where you had levels that get through it as fast as possible, even in Sundered.
And, you know, in those, the mechanics didn't change, at least. Like, I will admit, I was grumpy at...
No, I'm talking about the games where you can have a shooter segment, a puzzle segment, and a platforming segment. And do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, well, but
I've seen those before, but I'm trying to remember.
Well,
what
I'm
game
just
it
grumpy
was.
at Ellie because it was a side-scrolling segment, and it didn't feel good. It wasn't
it went from
supposed to be.
3D to side scrolling.
Yeah, it went from 3D to 2D and felt not only wrong, but like, you know, it didn't make sense for the mechanics of the game, and then it was poorly done to begin with. Like, there's games that can do that, and it's actually legitimately fun. Nier Automata had like a really satisfying it was bottlenecking my CPU. Nier Automata had really satisfying shmup segments.
Oh, right. That's an instance where...
And they'd switch it around.
Yep.
And that's actually not uncommon for that studio.
I mean, it might be like in World of Warcraft when you hop on a griffin and have to throw bombs onto Horde forces, right?
Yeah. What the... Deer just disappeared.
The deer disappeared.
How's our stats doing? Mostly hungry.
Though, isn't this blizzard conditions? Won't you be succumbing to the cold at some
There's a
point?
campfire around.
There's a deer. A couple deer.
Use the club for this. There we go. What was that? Like, the sound was fine. I'm more confused about her, like, slow-mo jump over the deer. Yeah, Nier's weird because Yoko Taro's a weird dude. It's true, but I'm saying, like, it was weird, but it was well done. The difference is in the execution. And so right now it feels like they played Shadow of the Colossus and were like, oh man, you know, we're a competent indie game studio. Let's make Shadow of the Colossus. Oh, there's the deer.
Well, also, you can climb any surface pretty much, so long as it's stone. As opposed to the icy stone. Because I did like how you could navigate upwards.
And, like, I feel like they've got the workings of a decent, Okay, where the heck am I?
Oh, you're down in that valley where you got caught with all of the guys, hadn't you?
I guess I'm up top a little bit. But so we've got a really competent Shadow of the Colossus game because that's what they wanted to make.
Mm-hmm.
And then it feels like instead of following through with it, they're like, oh, but Breath of the Wild just came out and it's awesome and we really, really like it. And so they made this, like, open world segment to maybe not capitalize on it necessarily, but...
Whoa, was that a box flying through the air?
Maybe.
I thought I saw a box flying through the air.
And so, you know, they more or less wanted to make a Breath of the Wild style game on top of it, because they kind of work well together. Like, it's pretty damn close, in a way. But, you know, you can very obviously tell where they put the meat of their time, effort, and skill. And it's mildly uncomfortable, I guess. Because, yeah, is there any reason why not to just, to boss rush here? And actually, I don't have an answer for that. I probably should. Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus was inspired by Zelda, actually. I mean, it makes perfect sense. It's just, like... most of the exploration in Shadow of the Colossus, you were just getting from point A to point B and looking for things to increase your max HP or stamina, which would be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the armor, the cold resistance, the food, the sleep. It doesn't really enhance the... Okay, we actually want to go this direction.
I'd much rather have items that give you new abilities than...
Yeah.
Just keep the status quo.
And so I think it would be more interesting if the two affected each other more. Because, like, nothing we do with the Colossus actually does anything apart from maybe opens a couple of doors? Yeah, they're trying to make their game different from Shadow of the Colossus. And I can respect that. I just wish that there was more crossover between the two genres they're working with. Goddamn ghosts!
Ghosts!
Here we
this
go.
is another meat?
Yeah, I've been trying to get back to this for ages.
Oh, and it needs deer.
Does it seriously?
How many deer? You have enough.
I have enough!
Because it looks like there was already one put down.
Because, yeah, I would actually be pretty down with a game like this, and I've even said so.
Oh,
are you... leave me alone! Why?
Doesn't want you to get that special item. Okay, it's inside. Oh.
I feel like, especially for this segment...
you should just be able to select...
Yeah, the fact that this character is, like, incapable of figuring out how to put it in a diamond without my help is kind of annoying.
It should be one of those things where it asks you, do you want to place me here?
But,
yes,
like, I would be very much down... Like, okay, these little statue things that we're finding, I think those are actually the only part of the game that I would truly say blends? Or not blends. Like, it's the only part of this section of the game that actually matters. Everything else is just... bonus. Why is this ghost still following me?
Oh, then there's undead. And I also wonder why it's focused solely on meat offerings. Like, is there any variety? You know? Or if there are different types of puzzles or offerings.
Why does that smack me around so much? Okay, there's one. I'm dying though.
Oh no. You're on your last leg.
Yeah, unfortunately, she ragdolls really
Or
hard whenever any of
potion.
these guys hit me.
That's not much at all.
What?
You need a big potion. Why did you use a small one rather than a big one? A big one would have brought you back to full health.
It probably would have been fine. But the problem is, like, the enemies function so much better in combat. Part of it is, when they hit me, I am on the ground, which actually makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how far back to this is this? Oh, this doesn't put us back at all.
Does it put you back to the statue?
Yeah, just puts us here. And the ghost. Wish I could get my meat back.
It's sacrificed.
I don't think the game intends for you to fight often.
Mm-mm. No, these zombies are few and far between.
Okay, so we've actually got something up here-ish. It looks like.
Yep.
And here these guys come. You know what? No.
Oh, watch out.
Do you know?
They do
There's
they do
no
a combo.
animation.
Yep.
No, so I can't do anything about it.
Maybe
well,
you should
I
use
can
a
and
sword
can't.
too.
Yeah, I can use a sword too. So here's the problem. I will press the attack button and she'll start swinging around left and right, and I start mashing the dodge button. There's no animation canceling, and she's got
yeah, no animation canceling is necessary for quick reactions.
Yeah, kind of. Wonder you missed a fire spot. I don't really care about a fire spot right now. Like, I'm not that cold. I'm mostly hungry.
I'm hungry in real life.
Well, you can go get some food. I mean, we can always just stop whenever. Like...
Oh, it's already 1, too.
Yeah. The problem is... Oh, hey, we can up our
something.
armor a little bit. That's nice. I was holding out research... Oh. Let's go get that fire spot.
Okay.
Normally, I was gonna... Oh, right. I know why I was kind of ignoring it. Because the freaking ghost was just hugging me. Okay. But yeah, so there's no animation cancel with the dodging. So if you hit an attack button, in a lot of games, what happens when you hit an attack button is it'll kind of, your character will take a couple of swings, or you know, it kind of punishes you for button mashing because you're not supposed to. What's the fire spot? Oh, there it is. It's right there.
Hmm?
But I'm in combat against a ghost.
Oh, so you can't light a fire.
Oh no,
Unless
we're
it
good.
retreated.
It's just given up at me, or on me. Okay. But so, what's a good example? Maybe Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, but definitely for like Dark Souls and stuff. If you attacked one too many times, it would be super obvious. Your character would be swinging up, winding up for a hit, and then you get smacked for it because you timed it wrong.
Oh yeah,
With
I would get smacked around a little.
with this character, it's kind of this like shitty damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Let's just eat. It's not really filling enough, but whatever. Oh.
Hmm? What's wrong?
The ghost is back. You want to leave me alone? I wanted to save. Okay, we can manually save. For some reason, we're not in combat right now. Okay, so with those swords guys, I wanted to try and kill them so I could get a sword of my own or something.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not actually worthwhile. Because effectively, so they can attack and they ragdoll me.
The game is really slowing down.
It's having some problems. So if I take a swing, she'll take 1 or 2 swings, but it's like a full second or 2 of an attack. Before she stops attacking. And that means I can't dodge roll for like 2 seconds straight. Well, she goes through like a really slow, flaily attack animation that doesn't stun lock the enemy at all. Whereas they hit me once and I'm stunned.
And tumbling on the earth. And
yeah, and that gives them the
open
opportunity
to
to hit
another
me
attack.
again. So supposedly there's one of the things here. There's an X marks the spot. I don't know if I care.
Oh, there's something in the dirt.
Yeah, it's like on the left up here.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yep.
And you can't climb these because they're icy.
Nope. Oh, but you know what I can do?
I'm up there.
I bet I can float across and grab it. No problem.
Mm-hmm. A smart move.
Let's check out what's on top of this mountain. My bet is ghosts.
Or a statuette.
True. At least I can get some fire. Wood. Okay. But yeah, the ragdolling is particularly unforgiving. I'd be fine with the ragdolling if the enemies weren't so hard. Like, if you only ran into the occasional enemy and it's really designed that you're not supposed to get hit. But the problem is when they do their jump attack, they have an auto-aim. And when I'm doing my hits, I have a much longer animation than they do. So there really isn't a whole lot of, like, things I can immediately do.
Alright.
So previously when I'd fight the Skelemen, it was usually 2 swordsmen max, which you could kind of just position against them. The other thing you could do is, well,
Hey,
the other
it's a
thing
cavern.
was, yep. The other thing was, one of them would usually be a bowman, which made it a lot easier too.
This is extensive.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, is this the way to him?
It probably is, actually.
How are you gonna get across that? There you go.
And so, I think they saw Breath of the Wild or like Dark Souls or something, and were like, yeah, you know, these are great games. Let's make something kind of like that. And I think it ends up closer to like Necropolis. You remember Necropolis? How like kind of weird clunky it was because they didn't know.
Oh, that was also because my computer wasn't sufficient at the time.
True, but like it was.
Now, this guy looks more like a demon. You have to open it up somehow? The chest.
Are we supposed to come back after we've killed this
After
asshole?
we've killed him. That's what it looks like. So it makes me wonder if there's one for each of them, or if he's just special, or what the deal is. Wait, you're...
Yeah. I wasted materials getting up here, so it's like, well, I could just reload.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, we don't even use the grappling hook for anything anyway. So... I don't know. Game seems kind of short. How long is it? 8 hours? And, like, I mean, it really depends on how fast you boss rush, if you know where you're going. If you know what you're doing, how many times you die, whether you run into any particularly annoying bugs. So I thought this was going to be a shortcut.
Locate all of the caves and where you need to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because there were a couple of times where you're just...
lost and
Yep.
hungry and too cold and...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're hungry now, and sleep might be an issue for you soon.
Yeah, we got some beer and berries and stuff. I'm just gonna tide myself over as we go. I could go for some more deer, but, like, it is really tempting to just beeline for every Colossus at this point.
Oof. Zombies. And a ghost. The restless undead.
Yeah, because there's honestly I have no desire to actually try and fight those guys.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, this is interesting. I like the doorway.
Yeah, can you fight the ghost? I don't think so. Like, I don't mind short games. In fact, I kind of love them. It's weird to say that this game is actually padded out and short.
Really just survival mechanics and having to gather resources pads out anything.
Oh, she's out of energy. She got tired. Well, that's okay. We can just go in here.
Will they follow you into the cave?
No. There it is. Yay.
Woo!
Okay, please tell me yes.
And looks like there's a bedroll.
Yep. Okay, so we got a sleep point and some other stuff. Yeah, so, Shell, why don't...
Oh, food. Food
yeah.
is an issue.
Yeah, food is an issue. Shell, did you want to go get some food before we keep going? Because, like, we could
sure.
probably just beat this tonight. Let's see, there's nothing to mess around with here. You're really terrible about that. Shell likes to wrap her headphones around her chair's armrest. She doesn't do it intentionally, but it always happens, and yet... Yeah. Well... And then every time she gets out of her chair, it falls down, and she always says, oh no. It's like, it is a consistent thing at this point. It is normal for this to happen. I'm gonna hit record, seeing as we're talking about this. Your 20s are not the best years of your life. Your life is the best years of your life. Just make it work. Ah! I don't know, I always hate it when people are like, I'm not... Oh,
well,
no.
Do you know why I think there's that mindset, though?
Hmm?
Oh, and also there's a statue to the
yeah,
right.
that's why I was like, oh no, I gotta grab this.
Look at the heroes in most games and movies and books and such. Who are they? They are the teens. They are the young adults. Like, maybe the older heroes that you get that are the main protagonist are maybe the grizzled warrior that's in their 30s. But it's always the person that's finding out their true potential, finding their first love, making their way in the world for the first time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like
what?
there are fewer tales depicting middle-aged and elderly people in those positions.
You need to read Kings of the Wild.
Okay, yeah.
It's so good, and it's about a bunch of, like, old, washed-up dudes. Being heroes and stuff. It's really good. Where the heck am I supposed to go?
Wait, what? For this creature?
Oh.
That looks promising.
This does look promising. How the snap was I supposed to get here normally? Seems about right.
Unfortunately, that hook shot looks like it'll be on its last legs, but...
Probably. So... Oh.
But yeah, so I think the reason why people glorify their 20s is because you're past your teenage years and you're considered an adult, but you're not
I guess it is the point
old.
where you get a job and life starts sucking more.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would agree that that is definitely a reason why, you know, why once you get like 20, 30, or 40 or whatever, it's like, yeah, that's when your life gets boring.
A lot of people start also developing health issues by
true.
their 40s or 50s. So.
Oh, hey, shortcut. I was probably supposed to do that. Okay, so there's something there. What's up over here? Where am I?
Was that a warlock spot behind you, or?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's where we fight the next Colossus. I'm just curious where the heck this is. That's a save point with a little bit of food. Yeah, you also no longer have school, making it easier to find friends.
It was definitely easier to find friends in school.
No, that's valid. I guess it's
Like,
one of those
you
where
can
I've
find-
always had crap friends, so, like...
Yeah, you had bad experiences with school friends.
Well, not just school friends,
yours
just,
was-
like, in general.
Yeah, yours was more of a finding... When it comes to school, the pool is small, so some people might be friends with one another out of necessity, almost. I don't want to say necessity, but... Online, I suppose there's, well, a world's worth of people, and you have to have certain particular interests or things that align that allow you to meet in the first place. Also, proximity. Like, being in the same location makes it easier too, and with school, you always had classes and lunch periods and after-school clubs, and sometimes you were friends with people in the same neighborhood, and oh, you know, a couple hours before dinner time, go out and play on the swing set or something.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I've generally enjoyed being older, but I guess part of it is, like, I'm doing... Like, I've got a job most kids would dream of, so... Well, probably do dream of. Our new landlord has 4 kids. One's gone into game design, and
Was she the landlord, or was she just
she's
the
just one of the real
representatives?
yeah, she's one of the people that runs the helps do property management. She's probably acquisitions. There's probably other people on the actual management side of things. But one of her kids wants to be a YouTuber, and we were having a nice long conversation about that. And I thought that was really, really nice. 2 out of 4 of the real estate, or the property management people I met